Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. If you don't know me, my name is Duhamel Bentley, and today is the day that I have surprised myself because I really didn't expect to look like this as an end result. I kind of just went with the vibe. I wanted, did it just come undone? Am I none vibes right here, right now? Should we continue with this? Girl. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. My headband is very excited, honey. So, I kind of went with the vibe of how I was feeling, and I wanted to create something that I just don't even know. But I feel like this is summer freshness, but in an autumn inspired way. And then this is the grunge, sunburned fall kind of vibe. It's just very deep and dark and delicious, and oh my god, I'm telling you, I never in my life thought that I would do this, if you know what I mean. I'm just at on. Girl, let me bring it to you because we're gonna take you on a step-by-step journey on how to create this momentum right here, right now. And what I used was the Nightfall by Makeup Shack. This is the palette that Felipe chose for me. Oh my gosh. For our fall mania thing that we're doing here. We did 2 videos with 24 palettes each of fall inspired tones and looks and just options for you guys to really shop and see how fabulous, opportunities you have. Within every video, we've selected one palette, and I've already done, she's right here. So if you haven't subscribed, honey, this is your moment to subscribe. Do you see this glow, baby? I am obsessed. I really didn't think I was gonna like this as much as I did, especially because I had a really hard time with this eye, and I felt like it was the hottest mess, the worst thing in my life, and I'm living my life. I feel like this is something that I would rewear, and I would love to see this on both eyes. I feel like it would just be so grungy and delicious, and same with this concept as well. I created a different shape for my cut crease, and something I've never done before, and I honestly am just obsessed. I feel like these are colors that are very festive, definitely more creative, but more day wear, and this is definitely more of on the grunge, you're the baddest bee in town, honey. So, let's get into this. I was really surprised with this palette in particular because when I swatched it, I was girl, I'm not sure about this. These colors are looking a little cheaperoonie. I'm not gonna lie, right here, right now. But they were looking really cheap, and they were looking a little dusty, and I was oh girl, don't tell me, because I have more than one. And I said to myself, I never tried it. I really enjoyed the colors as well as I did. And he's you should totally get them, and I was no. He's I'll get them. And I was okay. That's a trick, girls. Take notes. Mother is speaking. But this is what the color palette looks like. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful everyday palette, but with options as well. I feel overall, this is an incredible palette. I think it's so affordable, and it has 4, 8, 12 shades? 12 shades that are so big. And I've gotta be very honest with you, even though they have a lot of fallout in the pan, if I grab a brush, let me grab just any brush here, and I'm selecting, you can see that hole right there. If I'm selecting, the brush, it does pick up really, really well. But as you can see here, there's a lot of fallout, which, it's all right. That doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. It just, the product will run out a little bit quicker. And I also think that, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to manage. So my best piece of advice with this particular palette is utilize this before doing your face makeup, which is what I did. Colors are really nice. Colors were really nice. The only color that I had a really hard time with was wine. And usually, I don't know, for whatever reason, I always have the hardest times with those colors. If there's, and you'll see it in the video when I'm doing this eye, it created a band, and I was able to really diffuse the band and just create this Gorgina George. What is this? A halo eye, spot eye. Honey, these bangs I'm living for right here, right now. Sorry, I'm very excited to bring this video to you guys because again, I really didn't expect to love this as much as I did. I feel like the pan sizes are just really, really lovely, as well as like overall, it worked so well, so pigmented. I did use as a blush the fire shade, and I mixed it in with the honey shade, and you know, this is what it looks like. It's just so beautiful. Also, the afterglow is what I have on this side here, and then on this side I used a little bit of afterglow, but I also went in with one of my MAC, what is it, the MAC Golden, I don't know the name, I'm so sorry, but it's the gold shade, and I intermixed both of those, and I mean, the highlight is just like beaming. It's gorgeous. I am so in love with these palettes, it's not even funny. At first, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Like, it's just really hard to blend. Even though it's very pigmented, colors are really looking great on the eye. It was just hard to blend, particularly the wine color, a little bit of the currant, which are the most purpley kind of dark tones in here. But overall, I am obsessed. Like, this worked so well. Like, my eyes are looking like shockingly good. Like, I was like, wow, this is so good. Like, on the bottom here, I have Twilight, you know, again, girl, let's roll the clip because I'm so excited to show you how I created this looks, what I did that I didn't record actually. Let me move the hair out of the way right here, right now. What I did on the sides here when I went in with the blush to soften out the edge, and you know, definitely you can see a little bit of the line here because I had my band, but I did go on the side there to ensure that, you know, the eyeshadow diffused really, really nicely. And I feel like on each side, it's a full-on vibe. So I highly recommend this palette. You know, Google areas where you can find it, most definitely makeupshack.com. I live in California and they do have a location here. And I also know several retailers who also have it. So best piece of advice is definitely check it out because it is amazing. All right, guys, so my eyes are primed. Before we actually go in with the eyeshadow, I want to show you what the actual shades looked swatched, and I cannot wait. I'm really excited. I feel like the pans are so huge that I'm just like ready to dive in. I'm kind of not gonna lie. This yellow here is giving me everything I need. So let's start with the first row. All right, so this is the first row here, and I've got to be honest, the yellow looks a little patchy and a little dusty, so I'm a little bit nervous. You guys can probably see a little bit more of the patchiness there, and overall, I feel like they're lacking a little bit of luster. Like, look at this green here. Again, very patchy. Now, this doesn't mean that the shadow will not perform and look beautiful in the eyes. I don't know, right? I haven't really tried these guys, but for swatch purposes, they're not the richest nor the brightest, so I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Let me clean my hand and let's go to the second row. So this is the second row here, and I've got to be honest, this is definitely much better than the first row. They're more vibrant and they definitely look more opaque. However, I'm noticing that the center color here as well, it's kind of starting really nice and strong and it's kind of dissipating. So again, I'm just unsure of how these guys will perform, but they're beautiful, let's say that much. Let me clean my hands and let's go on to the next row. The third and final row, I'm not impressed with the swatches. I do think the colors are really beautiful, but as of like how creamy and soft the formula is, I'm kind of not really impressed. However, that doesn't mean that the eyeshadow is not gonna be beautiful and it's not gonna perform well, but the only way really to know that is, girl, to get in the juice right here, right now. So let's start with the eyes because I kind of have an idea of what I wanna do. I almost feel because we have so many different colors here that I want to create different tones, you know, maybe like one more cool, a little bit more warm on the other. So let's start and let's see where this journey takes us. I feel like I want to give you guys as many options as I have available in front of me. So starting with a packing brush, I've already again primed my eyes. I used the MAC paint pot in, I forgot the name of the color, but I think it's Laying Low. Yeah, that's the one. And now that, you know, my paint pot has kind of set a little bit, I always like to leave it, you know, kind of set on my skin for a little second. I'm gonna go in with the shade Fire, and what I'm gonna do in this eye here, I think I'm gonna create a kind of like halo eye. I haven't done that in a little bit here, and I feel like that'll look really, really fun. So let's start with a nice warm tone, which is fire here. I'm gonna start kind of going in the outer and inner corner. Okay, so it builds well. I feel like it's giving me the color. I feel like it's building really well. It's not looking patchy, but let's see how well it blends. I'm gonna go in with this current color, which is a little bit deeper than the one we originally applied. And I'm gonna be grabbing the same brush, but the other side. Now grabbing a fluffy brush, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna touch on the shade Wine, which is this guy right here. And I'm gonna start kind of smoking out what we have. Okay, so on first initial impressions, I feel like this is looking like a black eye, but give it a moment. We're at very beginning stages, and I definitely think that this is gonna be a trust the process kind of makeup. But I will say that I don't think that, you know, the purples in here are as favorable for blending. I have had quite a difficult time, and if you guys can see here, there's like this band of color, which I typically don't have to argue and deal with as much with other shadows. So I'm a little bit frustrated and a little bit disappointed that I would expect for them to have better qualities, because I mean, at this point, being affordable isn't really an excuse to not have good products, right? So I'm gonna kind of hop between both of the packing and the blending to see if I can soften things out a little bit more. Okay, baby, when I'm telling you that I have faith that this is gonna work and work out successfully, I have faith. So, girl, let's continue, because this is looking busted as F. I'm trying my best to bring back intensity, because I feel like if you guys can see here, there's like a ring of like purple, but then I'm trying to bring it to intensify down on the sides here, and it's just like not. It's like, no, I'm here to bust your life up right here, right now. So I'm gonna try and go with Gloom, which is like the dark green shade on here, and see if that acts almost like an accent to like depth, right? Okay, all right, she's working. All right. I mean, you know. Hello, how are ya? Girl, this is crazy. Oh my goodness. I mean, you know, let's give it a second, because usually these kind of eyes look a mess until you're like done. You're like, oh, I kind of regretted the entire process, and then I'm like, all right, I can work with this. Okay, so now that the cut crease looks this entire look looks like the hottest mess I have ever seen in my eyes. But I'm in it to win it. I am committed, and I know that I can finish and detail it later on. But we're gonna be moving on with a flat brush and the shade Bronzed, which is the metallic bronzed shadow. Okay, so this elevated from like a black eye to like now like a gothic black eye. Girl, bear with me. We're still working at it. I'm gonna go in now with the Bobbi Brown, and this is Pitch Black cream liner. This is the perfectly defined gel liner, not cream, sorry. And I'm gonna go in my waterline, stretch it down a little bit, and I'm also going to, you know, pray, because this is just, I need this to work. Okay, so this eye is semi-finished. I still have to put foundation on and concealer, all that stuff, and it really is gonna make a difference once I'm done with it. However, I think this is crazy. I think this looks like very Jafar-esque. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting. The colors are prominent. I feel like the green really worked well. But, you know, let's go on to the next eye because I want to do my eyes before so I can give you final thoughts and I can fix all of the little details and come back at you right here, right now. So for the second eye, I'm going to start off with the cider, which is this kind of brown tone. It's a little bit more on the reddish side. And I'm going to sweep it all over my crease. And I'm going to use honey after that as a transition. Okay, so on first impression, cider is actually really nice. Pigment is looking really opaque and kind of really easy to work with. So I'm excited to continue to try this. I'm feeling like I want to use the yellow here. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of confused off of what do I want to do, but this is just so bold and so dark. And of course, I'm like screaming with this edge and like this sharpness here. But, you know, keep in mind, again, you know, this is still very early stages. I need to still put my foundation on and all of that craziness in order for me to be able to blend everything and kind of make it more seamless. Overall, I think that, you know, I'm having a pleasant experience so far. Some of the tones have been difficult to work with, but they are very pigmented and they're not patchy on the eye. They're just a little bit hard to blend. I guess the pigment's just a little bit difficult, but I guess, you know, let's continue and see what I think of the rest. Now with another fluffy brush, this is a Morphe M461. I'm gonna go with Honey, which is the lightest brown shade on here. And these guys are very fluffy, like the fallout is very real. Like this is the most fallout I've ever seen in a palette, ever. Okay, so the cut crease is kind of shaped. I'm going for a little bit of a different shape today, and I'm gonna grab a packing fluffier brush, something similar to this concept or exactly this concept. And I'm gonna go in for Sun, which is a yellow shade in here, which I'm literally dying to use. So I'm really hopeful that this is gonna work well. Okay, this yellow actually surprised me a lot. It looks really opaque in the eyes, and it's not patchy. It's building really well. It's not really dropping on my face like a maniac, which is actually really surprising. I expected this to really suck because typically yellows on very affordable formulas, they just never work. I will say though, it is a little bit deeper than what it actually shows on the pan, but overall I think performance-wise, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go in back with this nice little Morphe M461, grabbing honey again and softening things out, just intensifying. For my waterline, I'm gonna be using this, what is this? The Roll It Up by J Cat Beauty in blue. I'm gonna be using it on my waterline because I'm gonna do Twilight, which is the only shadow really in here that I haven't really used much. I haven't touched three shadows, but they're all the glimmer shadows. So maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna use Afterglow in my inner corner and see how that works. But I'm going to be using Twilight in the bottom just to intensify and create a little bit of just different intensity. But I'm going to go with my waterline with this blue one here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys love this review, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel in a way that you have not a clue. But I'm gonna let you know right here, right now, that it really helps us and inspires us to bring more content to you guys and to bring more just concepts and looks for you guys. So if you also have any questions, suggestions, any particular palettes that you saw in the other video and you want me to review, let me know in the comment down below. Definitely, that's what I'm here for, and I want to ensure that I'm able to create fun, different looks for you guys that, you know, definitely can look a little momentum. And I'm living. Like, do you see this highlight? I'm like, hello? Hello? I can't decide which one I love the most, but I feel like this is just so beautiful. It turned out surprisingly well. I really didn't expect it to work as good as it did, and I didn't expect it to relate and for myself to feel the way I'm feeling right here, right now. I feel like I'm like the grunge Barbie, the plus size Barbie, of course. You know, 2021, it is what it is. McDonald's McBurger. Not now, bitch. How annoying. With that said, you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel so you can continue to see the upcoming videos. And I highly recommend and suggest for you to scroll the list, darling, because we do have a lot of different videos. We have Choco Adventures. That's what I call whenever Felipe and I, we go out to eat and find just different locations that are just really fun to watch. We also have skincare. We have like, girl, just subscribe, scroll through it, and click a little here and click a little there. I promise you, you'll enjoy your time. So please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the craziness. And honey, binge watch, it is a thing. I will catch you on the next one. Bye!